Hello and welcome to the World Tanks with me, Jack the Ripper. And today it's a game in the Grille 15. You can see this is obviously a little bit old, not that old. And as you can see, I apparently also forgot to take a times 3 XP boost off. I keep doing that. Now this is a game I played with Turkey, and it's not the most interesting start, but it's an interesting show of teamwork and how, more than the players, the sort of positioning and the way you set your tanks up can really kind of decide a game. On a couple of occasions, we're going to end up getting quite behind. I'm actually going to skip. This is another nice thing of this. I don't have to just... I waffle at the best of times. I don't need extra waffle practice. There we go. I've skipped ahead. So here you're going to watch me miss a shot on a 100 LT because I'm not going to take my time. And here, I'm trying to find a perfect shot here, and I probably should have just taken a shot. Especially here where I'm going, oh, is he going to level out? Or is he going to level out? And then I'm like, oh, I'm spotted. And I rushed the shot in the end. Ironically. So I spent ages waiting for the shot, and then I rushed the shot when I finally get it. So Turkey's gone and taken quite an advanced position. If you stop here and look at the map. So we realised pretty quick at the beginning of this game, we saw the way that our team was starting to disperse. And we predicted that the north was going to fall. That's why I've gone straight up to this ridgeline. I normally don't like going up to this ridgeline, but you have to play according to how your team is at the moment. And so Turkey's going to take an advanced position. You can see he's around FE6. And he is going to basically try and spot, pester, do light tank things. I have gone further back. My intention is to try and provide sniping support. This is obviously a very accurate tank, regardless of my bad shots or running out of things. I mean, that was quite unlucky. Trackmaster. But Turkey finishes him off. So, you can see they've already got like a 4v2 going on. There's probably more there, and it's only going to get worse. So, I'm going to try and get into a position where I'm going to be able to help out. I think this guy in a minute melts really fast. Oh, bam. So yeah, so you can see they're pushing on that side. It's now turning into like a 6v1, 6v2. They're going to drop quickly, and I'm trying to decide where do I want to position up. Now, the irony I find here is because I don't like this spot, I actually don't know where the positions on this up this ridgeline are. So at the moment, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find out, am I better off going further on? And I thought, right, okay, I need to be able to shoot them as far back as they can. I've asked Turkey just does he think he's going to be able to spot them. He says he should be able to spot them as they come over the sort of ridgeline B6, C6 sort of area. So I thought, right, okay, I need to get further back because I'm just not going to have shots from up there. Obviously, I'm trying to take any shots where I get them. I can see they're not advancing yet. So I've moved back, and I'm going to try and get into a position where I can get fire on these guys as they come out. Now, trees knocked down do provide camo. I believe, from recent conversations, they actually work the exact same as a bush once they're knocked down. So knocking a tree down is a very useful thing to do. You can also make sure to, if you're being really clever, knock them in a certain direction, because the trees will fall straight in the direction that you impact them. So say you're in a position and you're shooting, but you're worried there's going to be a line of fire from your right. You can go to the around the tree, hit it to the right. It will drop to its right, and you can then use it as a bush to your right to provide cover. Or if you want to fire ahead of you, push it straight forward, and then it will, like I've done with those two, and it provides like a bit of added camo. I do like the aim time on this gun, but you do have to make sure you actually aim with this gun. This gun can be very punishing if you don't bother to fully aim. You can see whatever that is bouncing off to my right. I get the track shot. I kind of was hoping that potentially I'd get his lower plate, but whatever. And then you can see everyone else is just shooting his upper plate. So, in this situation, E4. Now, the reason for the track shot is I was hoping other people would be able to shoot him. I believe at the time, again, this is quite an old replay, but I think Turkey did have shots, and so was shooting from the side. So I thought, well, maybe if I track him, Turkey can keep him tracked. But of course, his guns is way less accurate than mine, and so him being able to guarantee a track shot is just not a real thing, and that's probably some poor planning on my part. I would have been better off aiming for the turret roof or loading a heat round to go straight through him. There's also obviously 3 TDs. There's a couple to my right. There's at least one to my left. I was kind of hoping that they'd be able to do more damage. They did do some, but not that much. Nice little hit into him there. And again, I aim for that sort of tracking shot, lower plate sort of area. I don't hit. these trees that I knocked down, you'll see, are now serving me quite well here because I'm able to do this. And here, you'll see I aim for his turret roof, aim for the little hatch thing, and I didn't even get spotted. So, you know, extra fun. Now, this entire time, I am coordinating with Turkey, kind of going, right, who do I need to shoot? Who is a priority for you? Make sure if I'm going to shoot over there, keep people spotted. Now, this guy is obviously a priority, so I'm going to try and take the shot on him. And I almost make a mistake there in this regard because I could have put a shot into the super conch. In fact, I should have put a super conch shot in out there. But I'm trying to get a shot on this 183. And the issue with the targeted system that we currently have in play, rather than the old whatever it was before system, is people always know, that's just unlucky, that they're being aimed at. And so a lot of people will see that they're being aimed at and just fall back. It's more mollycoddling added in by the game, but at the same time, not mollycoddling to allow snipers. And this is a lovely shot. Sorry, it allows artillery, but it doesn't allow sniping as much. So I'm not a fan of that particular system, but it has its uses. Now, we're looking at the map, and we're going, right, okay, where is everyone? So there seems to be a lot of their team this side. So we had a couple of heavies push down through the town. So that is where a lot of their team have gone. So I need to be aware of the light tank down in H9 so I don't get spotted. But I also need to be able to give Turkey covering fire, and if I can, try and get shots into those guys in the town. And I cannot do that from here. But this thing is fast. So I'm going to try and get away. Well, I say get away. I'm going to try and move to a better position. Obviously, taking any shots along the way that I get an opportunity to take. Now, I can't really get a shot on that Death Star, and so far he's played in a way that suggests he, not necessarily passive, but he's not stupid enough to be sat there targeted and pull out and take a load of damage not to be able to get a shot off, because obviously Death Star has a very long aim time. Now, I thought the 705 might be rushing Turkey, at which point, obviously, if you look at where Turkey is, I can see him quite well. And so if he rushes towards Turkey, I need to be able to have shots on him. So that was why the stop there. Now I'm just going to be moving forward and trying to get into a position where I can put fire down. And now I've got a shot here. So this guy's finally pulled out. And I'm quite lucky here. That shot goes very low and still pens. And the waffle, I think it was, bounces his shot. Again, same sort of thing. Now here, again, prioritization. You can see in a second. Actually, I don't need to pause for this. I switch over there because I thought I might get a shot on that guy. I didn't. That wasn't 11,000 roll, by the way. It's combined with someone else's. But again, the shots went both kind of low, and that's one of the reasons why in those sort of situations, if I'm not aiming for a particular thing, i.e. a tracking shot, I will always try and aim center mass, usually a little bit high. So I don't know if you saw there, I aimed above that guy's tracks. Now, the reason is I don't know why, and this is completely conjecture, and obviously we're currently just about behind, but we're going to do our best to pull this game back and make it a victory. This is purely sort of guesswork. I tend to find that shells seem to dip low more than they dip high, and if they dip high, it's not as big of an issue. I think that's to do with the fact that if you imagine how much of the circle is exposed on the ground, and the difference that can make, I don't know why I paused that, that can make to how far down the shell will dip, because obviously this game works out where you're actually aiming for you. So when you think you're aiming at something, the game is actually aiming above it, so like an auto-aim system, so that it knows where the shell will dip towards. Hence why you can aim with like a derp gun and aim straight at someone at 600 meters and it will dip towards them. Unlike someone like War Thunder, where no, you aim where you aim and you have to work out the shell dip and the velocities and all that sort of stuff yourself. Now, paused here for a reason. So, I got spotted the moment I peek here, but I need to make my shot count. Now, I'm fully aware that there's a good chance that none of the people down there have shots on me. I also am not immediately getting targeted. Now, I still need to rush my shot a little bit. Now, I was quite dangerous with it there. I probably could have afforded to take the time to fully aim that, especially with how good the aim time on this is. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to use this rock to keep me hit safe from artillery. I'm trying to make sure that guy doesn't spot me on my way up. And I'm trying to get a position to shoot them. And now I decide, you know what? It's probably not worth popping out here again. I think the best decision needs to be to go around and pop up in a new position and get a different line of fire. Now, I don't think I'm actually able to get a shot in the end here, so I am probably going to keep moving. But this is the whole point, is I popped up in one position, I took a shot, I repositioned. You'll see we've also brought it back, so we're now on the same amount of things. I've only done 4,300. Well, only. I've done 4,300 damage. They still have 5 tanks left alive. We still have 5 tanks, but they have an artillery, and that can be all the difference. But we've sort of ended up with a really nice crossfire going here. So we've got me and the Centurion who push forward, and then we've got the other 2 TDs right near the back. And that means if someone pushes forward into certain angles, then they're going to be shot at from multiple angles. And in that situation, you're going to be shot by someone, whether you like it or not. Now here you see, I'm just trying to get a shot. Now, the 705A and the 60 TP are in a platoon. I need to be careful not to say division, because I say division way too often. Here you see, I'm going to get a lovely little shot through this gap. And I didn't take my time to aim, and this is what I said about this gun. It's a very, very accurate gun. But if you don't take the time to aim, you will miss often. Now, I'm trying to get lines of fire on that guy. Now, I know that guy's quite far back. I know Turkey's going to kind of keep him under pressure for me. So I know I can afford to push up more, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the fact that that guy's down there, and that he's going to really struggle to get to me, move forward, and get shots on this guy. Now, I only have 2 AP rounds left. Now, I have 1 AP round left. So I am actually going to end up running out of AP and ending up on the heat rounds. 7-1, nice little shot to keep Turkey alive. Oh, well, keep Turkey healthy. I was going to shoot him anyway, otherwise. And I take a blind shot at this 705. As you see, completely not worth it because he gets spotted moments later. But he is facing towards us, and the heat round is going to help with that. Now, I'm watching the map, and I'm looking at the guy getting closer and closer. Now, this guy needs to die before the other one ends up in my proxy. Now, I'm trying to be aware of what I can and can't hide behind. And that guy's on low health. I'm talking Turkey. Turkey said, you know, don't do anything with him. I'll go get him. Concentrate on that guy. So I'm going to aim. I didn't feel like I needed to aim fully. 846. Now, I've said to Turkey, we should have this guy, but you can... And then, as you can guess, he finished him off anyway. And then I'll ping on the map, because Turkey's obviously going to be the guy who gets there first. I'm going to ping on the map where I think artillery is. And... See, artillery fires at me. So I go, right, that's where he is. He is there. Turkey goes around the corner. Oh, look. That's where he is. And so this is pretty much game over at this point. That's Turkey's got him. And oh, as you can see, this is still on the old press account. And you'll see, we at one point were behind, and then we ended up not losing a single tank for them losing 6 or 7. And that all came down to the fact that we ended up with lines of fire. Now, this is a big map, and it's not very corridory. It's almost quite open. Some people like it, some people dislike it. But what it means is you're firing from a lot of different angles. But you can just sit in one place and only fire from one angle, at which point you can be flanked, you can be got around. There's all sorts of things people can do. You see Turkey had a monstrous game with 6,000 damage. So we 12k between 2 of us. I'd say that's a pretty hard carry. And a lot of that came down to the fact that Turkey's Turkey, so he will do what he does in his light tanks. He'll just do damage. But he needed the support, and working together, you're able to get into positions, you're able to shoot in directions. You can do quite a lot to keep people in the game, and to make sure that everyone gets shot at, as odd as that sounds. Because you'll often find in situations where certain tanks don't get shot at, or certain tanks get prioritized over others, but you need to take some shots anyway. So things like the Super Conch shot earlier, I was so desperate to try and get the shot on the Death Star, I needed to have taken that shot. Now, there's sort of this middle ground where that's not entirely true. So, if you've got a big hitting gun, so your 750, 850s, your 1000 alphas, or 1700 alpha, I guess, on the Death Star, you realistically, well, probably, okay, not the last one, but on the other ones, you should almost always take the shot. If you've got a shot, take it, because you could hit someone for 700, 800, 900, 1000 health. And that's going to be a big deal. Now, yes, it may not be the person you immediately want to take it off, but taking that health off that person is a very big deal and makes a big difference to the game. If you then, on the other end of it, where you've got the fast-firing guns, your 200, your 300 alphas, then, again, definitely take those shots, because you're going to be reloaded again in 4 or 5 seconds, 6 seconds max. It doesn't really matter. When you start hitting the 390, the 440s, 650 alpha ones, then it becomes a bit more interesting, because you're sort of in this middle ground of, you hit quite hard, but you don't fire fast enough in most cases. I'm sure there's some exceptions to really make it worth just definitely taking the shot. So something like a 60 TP, because of the amount of time you've got between firing being so long, it's not necessarily worth. If there's 3 tanks to fire at, then you want to, and one of them's a one-hit kill, you want to get the one-hit kill. Because, yeah, great, you got 750 alpha off. But if there's 3 tanks firing at you, you're almost definitely going to die. You want to make sure you can get that other one. And you can use the fact that you've still got a shell to try and get yourself into a better position by not firing. So it's a sort of like rock, paper, scissors contest, I guess, of, okay, what do I want to do? That beats that, but what about this? Does that beat that? And, trying to find which situation beats the other situation. And with the situation there on the Superconch, I should have just fired. And it would have been more damage for me at the very least, but it's a shot that I should have just taken. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this one. Another little tactical analysis. I won't lie, my intention, because I want to start streaming again. I've not been streaming very much at the moment because I've been trying to balance the fact that my controller broke. And so if I want to play Xbox at all, I have to borrow the controller from the girlfriend. But if I do that, then she can't play Xbox, which means the only thing she can play is my PC. And if she's playing on my PC, then I can't stream. So also, her controller doesn't work with a headset, so I can't even stream off the Xbox. So, fun times. But new controller should be here on Wednesday. And, long run, we'd like to be able to save up to get a new PC as well so that she's got something. But that's completely irrelevant, and I'm not really sure why I'm saying it. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed. Thank you for watching. And as always, I've been Jack the Ripper, and I shall see you on the battlefield.